Hey guys, so I just wanted to start this video out by thinking of the farmers back east, kind of in Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, and whatever states may have got affected by that derecho or derecho. I've heard it named about 3 different things every time I turn on the radio, but I've never heard of it before. Just kind of like the bomb cyclone that we got hit with last year. I've never heard of that name, but I don't know if they make this stuff up as they go, but apparently it's a thing. But anyway, if you haven't heard, there was a huge windstorm that swept across Iowa is a big one, and kind of into Illinois and maybe Indiana. And maybe you guys can tell me exactly where it's all been, but it was like a 750-mile strip of just pretty much hurricane force winds, and it took out a lot of grain bins, and it took out a lot of corn, laid it flat. Some of the pictures I've seen on Twitter are just mind-boggling. The bins that we put up are pretty much big standing pop cans is what it looks like, and it knocked quite a few of those over. And so what those farmers are going to be dealing with this fall is, if they have corn to pick, it's going to be down, and it's not going to be fun. It's going to be really slow, and plus the bins that they have, it's just a logistical issue now. So if they have that corn to pick, but they might not have really good options on where to go with it, they may have to haul it further and just come up with different ideas on how they can get rid of that corn. So that's just a big headache for them, as if 2020 hasn't been a big enough headache for a lot of people in agriculture and everybody in general already. So I just kind of wanted to recognize them and just wish them my best. We've had our shop get tore up before. Actually, right after we put it up, the roof got blown off of it, and we've had a bins blow away. And so it's not fun. We've been there, and yeah, it's just stinks. Let's start this video. So those of you who noticed my weeds last time, I finally sprayed them today. They're starting to wilt a little bit. It's kind of a full-time job, just keeping all your pipelines, pivot roads, and things like that sprayed this time of year, because that water hemp just goes fast, and I don't know, it's just hard to keep ahead of. It just seems like it's everywhere. Now it's evening time. I took my surge valve off just because I had a few more sets on this bean field, so I was just going to do them in 12-hour sets. That way I could get over it, because it's not quite 50-50 the way this field is set up. So just kind of going around here and gonna switch the gates and open some more. And now we shut off. What's interesting about beans is this pipe was probably about a foot back, but they'll still kind of just grow towards the pipe. They'll bush out. So I always try to leave a little bit of a gap there, but they always still seem to kind of cover up the rows. But growth is a good thing, so I'll allow it. So I just thought I'd kind of stroll out here into the bean field and check them out a little bit. I think we're gonna have a really pretty decent bean year in our area. It's always hard to tell for sure. Right now they're actually filling out. I'm out here in some channel beans right now, but we got a lot of Pioneers and actually some LGs as well. I don't get paid from Pioneer or anybody like that. I don't endorse anybody. It's just the stuff we use on our farm. And historically we've always used a lot of Pioneer. No, we tried some LG and also some channel and stuff like that. Last year and the years before that we had some DeKalb, but the dealer that we originally had actually quit and went to Pioneer, so we kind of switched that over to the LG, and so we're trying some of that this year. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. We hate to put everything in one basket with the company too, if we can help it. So, but these are kind of what the beans are looking at like right now. They're filling their pods right now. Roll that beautiful bean footage. But no, as they're doing right now, they're filling these out. These aren't quite full size yet, and so they're filling them up. And see, a good sign is always getting some 4s in there. When you get those 4 bean pods, that's always a good sign, because more beans is better. I'll break one out for you. I'll try to break one open for you just to kind of see what they look like right now. So that's what they're looking like right now. They're green, kind of like a lima bean or green. I don't know what you call it. But that'll eventually turn yellow and kind of harden off, maybe get a little fatter. Beans are really made in August. That's when they really do their big filling out and stuff. And so you can see as they go up the stalk, there's not quite as many as you get to holler. We plant these, but these were planted at roughly 160,000. That's kind of where our average across the farm is set right now. Been doing trials with lower populations and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. For being August, they look pretty good. It's about the right height. We have some taller, some a little shorter, but everything pretty much canopied. Typically these will be ready to go, hopefully, you know, maybe mid to late September is kind of when we'll probably look to be harvesting these, when they actually get final on everything. So it just depends on weather and kind of how they get pushed along. Right here they're pretty good. Here's kind of a height reference. So we got a lot of things going on in this crazy mixed up world that I could comment on right now. One of the things I wanted to comment on is I got a comment just the other day or recently on my dicamba dilemma video. And I kind of want to start off saying I don't think people listen, and maybe I didn't state it very well, so it could be totally my fault. But if you would have listened to my main point, or at least that I was trying to get across, is that I basically do not want a couple people in California making blanket decisions for all of America. That's kind of my blanket approach. But I think what she or he heard was that I don't like them and I think that my rights are better than their rights. That's not what I said. I think we need to localize these decisions and work out solutions instead of outlawing everything. And so ultimately what would help us a lot more is we all need to listen, process, and then, you know, whatever the problem is, maybe it was right you were the first time over, but I think we need to listen. Like the old saying, you got 2 ears in one mouth, there's a reason why. Talking from the guy that is talking on a camera in a YouTube channel, but anyway. And then we got the whole Nebraska playing issue kind of starting to fire up now, and I just want to say this, I don't speak for every Husker fan, and I'm not proud of every single Husker fan, but I am proud of our coach and the things he had to say about the safety of the kids and just being able to play and maybe finding a way to play. I think it's important for people to start looking for ways to get this thing going again, this country and things like that. So whatever that looks like, I'm not exactly sure, but I think we need to start looking at ways to start moving forward and figuring something out instead of just not doing anything. Maybe at least start trying to do things is what I'm after. And I get it if you're a high risk. I know people on every side of the fence here, and so I guess just my thing is just start trying things. What that looks like is going to be different for everybody. So I'm proud of what Scott Frost had to say on that. I thought he was kind of on par there. So.
There's a comment at me riding, Mom. It's Tom.
Me and G-Man Garrett brought this one home. This is the one Tom runs. We got it back from John Deere. Go Big Red. What we typically do is have the Deere mechanic go through it, and he does kind of all the whatever major stuff might need to be done. There was a few things. There was kind of a seal around here that should have been replaced. There's kind of a seal in there for the shoe that goes up in here because it was leaking out chaff in here, and I can't remember exactly what the other thing was that he did, but what we're gonna do, we got to replace this unload auger chain up here. There might be a few other belts and chains we got to replace on it. Yeah, we got to do the feeder house chain on this one. We got to replace it. They just get wore out and weak, stretched. Then we'll go through, change the oil, filters, and then this one should be ready to go. There's a bearing down in there, the fan bearing. what he does, he goes through, and it may not be out or broke, but there's some things that are just, he knows to replace at a certain time, and so he'll go through and change those. And then we try to do as much as we can. Sometimes we've done more in the past, but we're just busy this time of year with irrigating and stuff. This is one task we kind of send off, and then we come back and do some of the easier stuff with changing oil and filters and small chains and maybe some belts, stuff like that. So we've dug some other things from the shed up north. We got a shed about 5 miles away that we store this stuff in, but we brought home a couple heads. Actually, we ended up trading my head off. I had a 635 draper, and we upgraded to a year-old 735. Mine was a 2012 model. It was just kind of getting to that point where you either do a lot of work to it or you can upgrade, and so we ended up upgrading. And some of the reasons why is they've modified some things underneath these, which mine was giving me fits on the old one. Well, underneath here on my 12 model, these would angle and I would get dirt wedged up here in there, and it would cause my draper right here to stop quite a bit, and I was having to run that at such a fine tilt, and I was trying everything to get that to not do that. And so I like this where it's straight on. This shouldn't give me as much problems with these beams going this way, and this pan's wider, and so there's a lot of significant upgrades. This one's got the flip over reel, meaning these will come around and rotate, where my other one was like this. I'm kind of shooting right in the sun, sorry guys. And so there's a lot of improvements. I demoed one of these last year and I really liked it, so we'll see how it works. We got trailers to get going through before harvest, so thanks for harvest are right around the corner and we need to get started on them. We kind of got to get these trailers gone through. Boy, that's a pretty view, sunset. The sound guards in the sunset. So I know this isn't really a video where I'm doing a lot of things. I'm just kind of showing you, but I just kind of wanted to get you updated on kind of what we've been doing around here. Warm. Something about sitting in a combine that gets you excited to do stuff. Let's go find some corn. So guys, still been irrigating a lot around here. We'll be doing that for a few more weeks, probably, at least till the end of September usually. Getting stuff ready to go for harvest. Got a lot of things going on. And we've been hauling corn. We got shut off here for a little bit. We're hauling to the ethanol plant, and so you kind of get scheduled so many loads, and I didn't get any of that. So we might be cleaning out bins here next week, so maybe stay tuned for that. Hopefully I don't film it because that means I'm not cleaning out the bin. But no, on a big note, I just want to say what would really help this country right now is just to have respect for each other. It's always hard for me to respond to people that kind of put negative comments or that you can just tell that they're furious. I'm not saying never be mad, but I am saying maybe just treat everyone with respect, and I'll try to do the same for you guys. And if you have any questions, just let me know and leave them in the links below. And like I said on the last one, you can always email me at o'neillfarms.com. Go there and there's kind of a box that you can email me at. So hey, thanks guys, we'll catch you on the next one. I think the foreman's clear out there surveying. Good night, folks.